everybody? It's your girl Mika, and you're watching the Red Cup Podcast, where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks Livestream edition. And I'm here with my girl Kelly. How are you, Kelly?
I'm doing good. It's a good day to be MAGA. How are you doing, friend?
This is like the busiest week I've had. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong. Anything that happened or could have happened did happen. So I'm ready for the week to end. I'm ready for the week to end. I'm ready to go to these inaugural balls and these parties, and I'm just ready to chill because it's been a day. Like, it's been a day.
Girl, so one of my good girlfriends said she would go with me to that ball we were talking about. I'm hesitant because, look, they are busting heads with the price, but I'm like, yo, I don't know. I got to pray on it because at least my girlfriend, she said she would go with me because you know them tickets are not cheap. Them tickets are not cheap. I'm not mad at it.
No, it was a lot. It was a lot. I'm telling you, it was a whole lot. Hey, y'all in the chat, how y'all doing? What's going on? Yeah, it's go time. I'm ready. Like, I'm tired of Biden. I'm tired of everybody. Like, it's been a week. They all need to go.
Girl.
Before we get started, how's everything? Everything good?
Oh, yes. Audio's good. Everything's good. I'm ready to roll.
Life is good.
Yes.
Chat, how y'all doing? I know it's been a couple of days because I'm telling you, I've been extra busy. But we about to get back into it. What?
I'm looking at the chat.
I'm looking at the chat now. They about to chew me out because I haven't been up here in a couple of days. Like, it's been, yes, my forehead is back. Okay.
I do not think you have a big forehead. And
my Brianna forehead is back. Okay. Yeah, I'm about to spill a lot. We about to get into it because it's been a minute. Y'all are they be messing with me. You know what? Laughing at my forehead. All right.
It's
all right.
Tyra Banks got a big forehead.
Big head. I don't care. It's cool. It's cool. I got a big head, but I'm cute. As long as I'm cute, we're good. All right. So for real, let's talk. So, all right. So a lot of things have been going on in the news. Of course, we had the wildfires. We had, Gavin Newsom. We had all the Democrats doing crazy nonsense. But I wanted to give a good focus today on some of the stuff that I just saw over the last day and a half that I just thought was ridiculous and that, couldn't kind of be summed up in one video because I like to get a lot of my thoughts out. So what I wanted to start with was something that I kind of touched on when I was touching on in a video with about Gavin Newsom, and he was talking about doing the wildfire fundings with Act Blue.
Oh yes.
Right. So I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be nice, and then the Democrats go and use Act Blue to go and funnel the money to the DNC. And I'm just like, it's so them, right? Because this has happened with Act Blue before last year.
Right.
But now I go and look, and Kamala has started to defraud her donors. Now, she wants to take Gavin Newsom's spot. But I don't think she's going to be able to take Gavin Newsom's spot because not only is she still charging her donors, she's telling them that she's not going to stop until they call up the DNC and her campaign and take it off themselves. I'm not shocked. They're scamming, and it's so bad, like to the point where I don't even know how people are going to vote for them. But I want to start us with that. So let's get into Kamala, the scammer.
sunset yet. A photo shared by Kamala Harris from the vice president's official social media handle featured 3 Democrats prominently. It showed President Biden, former presidents Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. President-elect Donald Trump, however, is blocked behind a pillar in the image.
Petty stuff. Meanwhile, the Veep has still been asking donors for money. Yes, she is still fundraising, according to Politico, and that is making many in the Democratic National Committee quite angry. Per reports, the Harris Victory Fund did not seek donors' explicit approval to keep charging them after the November 5th election. The email sent by the Harris Committee says they would continue charging the donors until you contact us to stop it. There's an expectation that campaign committees should shut down recurring donation once their bid for office ends. That clearly didn't happen in this case. Was it intentional? Politico reporter Daniel Lippman posted, quote, "Scoop, 2 months after Kamala Harris's defeat, the Harris Victory Fund she set up with the DNC still charging monthly recurring donors. It's silly, out of touch, and needlessly takes advantage of our most loyal supporters," one Dem operative told me. It seems like there's been a lot of controversy over the spending that the campaign.
So I want to get your thoughts. What do you think about that? Like, she she said that they had to go and actually come tell her that they don't want to be charged anymore. It's like, man, where's the money going?
It sounds very fraud-like to me. And this is the thing. Everything else, every friggin' thing else, companies, they will stop that. Like, I can't think of an example, but I mean, you're not campaigning anymore. Like, when it comes to this campaign stuff, they have to disclose who they give, who they have given money to, like the various influencers. Dude is about to be sworn in next week. There's no reason for you still to be campaigning. You should not be taking people's money. And like the clip said, it's not right to y'all most loyal, what do you call it, supporters. You know, it's like Chad is saying, it's fraudulent, it's wrong, it's theft. Like,
right.
I'm not shocked though. I'm not, like Chad said, scammer. I'm not shocked, but I just think it's really horrendous. And when I think of stuff like this, I always think of older people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's older people that may set up, reoccurring donations. They don't know how, they're not that good at the tech or whatever. So just cut off the automatic donations or whatever it is.
I think, honestly and truly, I think the reason why it's getting so much press, I think it's those big donors. I honestly do. I think it's the big donors. I think she is scamming the big donors. I think not only is she scamming the big donors, I think that she probably also has like certain donors that are tied to certain parts of the campaign when they told them that they were winning and all of this stuff, and now they're still charging them after they weren't even winning. So I don't know. I really like, I just think this is so bad. And when you have this on top of the Act Blue, I don't understand how people can continue to vote for them. Like, how do you continue to vote for somebody or a party that constantly does this? So not only are they scamming on wildfires, they're scamming on a campaign that isn't even running anymore. Like, how does that happen?
It's shocking. It's shocking. Like, I'm with you. I don't know how anybody can continue to support these people. I really don't, because the election is over. Like, it's just straight up greed, and you don't even have to be this greedy. Like, you don't even like she doesn't, like, they don't have to do this. Like, they really don't have to do this.
She still owes that money. So I have to dig into it, right? Because I know a lot about politics, but I never really looked into like the campaign part, right? And actually how that works. Like, how do you end up owing money? And then how do you pay that back?
I don't know. Well, this is unprecedented. As far as
I've never seen it.
Owing $20 million, you having all this money, and then after the campaign, you being so far in debt. That has not happened in our lifetime. I'm pretty confident that has not happened in our lifetime. So
I've never seen it. So I'm going to start looking into that, because I never really actually looked into like how the campaigns are funded. So that was, this is something definitely different. So,
and I'm with James Carville. I think they need to have an audit. I really feel like if
James Carville is over them. When I say James Carville is
he's been done.
over the DNC, he's over the DNC. And I don't even like James Carville, but he has been like over the DNC because he doesn't like how they're running it. He thinks that they have inexperienced people down there. He doesn't like that they're still using some of the same playbooks from Barack Obama's era. You know? So it's a lot that's going into that. So I think James Carville has a lot to, to give to them, but they're not trying to listen to James Carville because they have so many new people that they think, might know better, but they didn't do anything different than, Joe Biden's or even Barack's campaign. Honestly,
and they're worse.
Like,
That's
was new and fresh.
And it's worse. This is my thing. Y'all don't want to listen to that man, but you done got your behinds handed to you by Donald Trump. You took a really big L. And if you want to regain, and let me be clear, I hate Democrats, but if y'all want to regain the people's trust back in your party, because they're at an all-time low with support in their party, you have to hold your own people accountable. You had that. So that's why I'm like, y'all need to have that audit to get some of that trust back in your base. That's like, hey, because there's a lot of people, they're not rocking with the Republicans. They're not rocking with, the conservative right either, but they're not rocking with the Democrats either. So in order for y'all to get those people back, you have to hold your own leadership accountable. And I'm with you. They don't want to do it, but they need to, or they're going to keep losing elections terribly. Like, really,
they definitely are. But I just hope that nobody votes that woman back in. And Forbes has already said that. Forbes said that she should go sit down, go sit on somebody's island, go sit with Steven Spielberg, do something of that sort, because she's a horrible candidate.
Oh, right. For sure.
So next, what I want to get into, I will say some people's favorite person, Michelle Obama, because Michelle Obama decided that she wasn't going to go to Trump's inauguration. So I want to get into that and see what Trump Deranged CNN had to say on it. Here we go.
Michelle Obama's office confirming to CNN tonight that she will skip Donald Trump's inauguration next Monday, without explaining why she's going to be absent at an event that is traditionally attended by both former presidents and their spouses, notable exception from last year. This means the former First Lady will not come face-to-face with the president-elect. This also comes after she missed Jimmy Carter's state funeral here in Washington last week, where, by this chart that you're looking at here, had she gone, she would have been sitting next to Trump's health. Obama will attend the inauguration with the schools, and our sources are saying tonight that also so will three of the richest men in the world. Tesla CEO Elon Musk, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, and Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg will all have prime seating for that ceremony, sitting near Trump's cabinet picks and administration officials. I want to bring in my political sources tonight, Democratic Congressman Tom Suozzi of New York.
So what do you think about that first part, her skipping?
What are we going to do, Mika? AOC's not going. Jasmine Crockett's not going. Nail Manhead. What are we going to do? They're not going to be
every day.
I can't believe this.
We can definitely do without Jasmine Crockett.
We can do without all of these broads. Allegedly broads. I'm not even going to go there. Look. No. We ain't going to go there. I ain't going to stay home.
They cannot look. Don Limon, he was so mad that Barack Obama was laughing it up with Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then The View tried to, run that as, well, he's just trying to be nice. No, Barack Obama has no beef. Okay, Barack Obama has no beef. Barack Obama plays the game. That man is he's a career politician, and he's going to continue to play the game. His wife, on the other hand, I got a lot to say about Michelle that I can't really say on YouTube, but I just don't like that Michelle tends to, try to put everything on Trump when you really look at it, Trump wasn't the person that started that birther movement. That was Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary Clinton said that, hey, Molly, Hillary Clinton said that Barack Obama probably wasn't born in the United States. That came from Hillary Clinton. That did not come from Donald Trump.
And
Donald
it came
Trump
from his own friggin' book. It came from his own friggin' book. Remember that? There was allegedly in that book that he put out before he ran for office. It said in there that he was born in Kenya, and they had to retract it and take it back.
I have both. I have both of the books. And it also talked about how he stayed in Indonesia with his stepdaddy, the one that gave
Lolo Satoro.
Yeah, and how he converted to being a Muslim and things like that. Like, I could not, care about somebody's politics, but I still try to, do history on them and see what they think and how they think. Yeah, he said all of this stuff. The people that he used to work with back in Chicago. So I'm just trying to figure out how Michelle Obama gets it that is Donald Trump's fault.
Look, we all know Michelle Obama is the epitome of femininity and grace. But on this, matter, I don't know why she's so Trump deranged. And I saw the people losing their minds over Trump and Barack Obama laughing. And here's my thing. Liberal media played you guys. We talked about it here on Mika's show. Baldhead scallywag herself, Joy Reid, telling all y'all not to bring not to talk to your family around. Around your Trump supporter family, all of that. And now all y'all that was following her and listening to her, that friggin' demon lady. Now you should feel played, and you should feel like an idiot because you see two arch rivals, which, let me be clear, I don't think that they're buddies. I don't think that they're friends, but I think they can have a joke together. So if they can joke together, if they can joke together, y'all could have had Thanksgiving with your conservative family. And you listen to these friggin' demonic people, and that's your dumb fault. That's
the thing, right? That's the thing. I tell people this all the time because it's like, I remember that whole thing with Bush and Obama, right? Bush and Obama are cousins. They're all cousins, except for Trump. Like, people don't really try to go that deep, but yeah, they're all cousins. They're all related. And Bush, Obama, Bill Clinton, all of them were hanging together. And people were like, oh my God, because, Bush was, the second devil until Trump showed up. And then he got placed to being, a regular Republican, just like Cheney. I said, since when the Cheneys are good Republicans or good politicians or good people? Like, I've never seen any of this. And now all of a sudden, Liz Cheney is the epitome of conservative women. I'm like, when did this happen?
That horrible family. And you hit the nail on the head. A lot of people don't know they are all related. Dick Cheney, he's related to Obama too, right? I know he's related to George Bush.
Everybody.
Yeah, because I know Brad Pitt, George Bush, and Obama and Dick Cheney, they're all cousins. They're like,
don't forget George Clooney. Did you say George Clooney?
No, I didn't know George Clooney was related either.
Yep. And some other people. So yeah,
I know Brad Pitt. I know Brad Pitt.
Hollywood and all of them, they're all like, it's all intertwined. So I want to get into something that I thought was hilarious, you guys. It is this whole what is her name? Nancy Mace.
Oh, I adore her.
Okay. So just to give Nancy Mace a little leeway, she's not hip, she's not young, and she's not, black or anything like that. So I don't think she knew what child meant.
Oh yeah.
So I gave her a little leeway. I said, look, she's, she don't know what child meant. But even before Butterfly Lash got to child, she was disrespectful. And she thinks that she can scream and yell and talk, which she does all the time. I've covered her like time and time again. Like Jasmine Crockett. I know her name is Crockett. I just call her Crockett because
No, that's
that
hilarious.
woman is also crooked.
That's
But
hilarious.
she time and time again cuts people off. She yells at people. She calls people racist. She calls people, names, and she's always like underhandedly saying things. Right. And so I'm like, you can say all of this stuff, but nobody else can respond. Because what was the other lady's name? Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, yeah.
Blonde, big back. But my whole thought process through this is, why is she allowed to be disruptive? And it goes back to why people don't want to be around a whole lot of Black women.
She's ghetto. She's ghetto.
That's the representation.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't look. I don't like it. I don't like it as a representation for Black women, for Latino women, for like nothing. But they're allowed to do that, and then anybody that responds is the problem. But
and she's literally a representative. She's literally a representative in Congress. So that's go ahead, play your clip, girl.
Yeah, I can't stand this lady, but at the end of the day, she does represent the people that created an influx in her district, which I'm sure came from California, which I'm sure are probably mostly illegal, which is why she wants to count them. But that's another story. Here we go.
We got there because I tried to make it clear how many civil rights, it doesn't just boil down to one conversation, but I can see that somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell
no
me
child.
whether or
Do
not
call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those emails actually have.
ceilings.
Chairman, I am reclaiming my time.
You will not do that.
Order. Chairman, I am reclaiming my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman, the committee is not in order.
Order.
Point of order.
Order. Chair recognizes Ms. Crockett.
No, point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so just that part right there. Somebody's campaign, like we know who you're talking about, and she knows who you're talking about. So when she does that, she's kind of like poking the bear.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Now, girl said, "Let's take it outside."
Shout out to her. Shout out to Nancy Mace. I love to see it. And look, let me be clear. Y'all know I am Black. If you watch my channel, I am Black. Y'all not gonna get me. I'm very pro-Black. Yes, I'm a conservative, but I'm very pro-Black. So me even saying this, it kind of goes against like deep, like how I was taught. Like, you know what I'm saying? Black people, foundationally Black Americans, were often taught root for the brother, not the other. This Jasmine Crockett, in my opinion, she's the other. She's the other.
That's why I don't do. That's a lot of the times. That's why I don't do the whole skin folk thing.
Yeah,
right?
You can't.
I can't do it because a lot of these people, they think, especially if they're on the left, and they told that party line stuff, they think that they have the right to say whatever they want. They think they have the right to say whatever they want. And then if you say something, whether you're Black or not, whether you're Hispanic or not, whether you're a person of color or not, if you're on the other side, it's racist. You're doing this for white supremacy. You're doing this for, white acceptance, all of this stuff. When really, at the end of the day, they're just disrespectful. Like those Democrats, like her, AOC, that honey child, baby girl, all that stuff she be doing, and all of this. And I don't like it. I don't like the whole, ghetto aspect. I don't like the whole race baiting. I don't like how they talk. You just heard her vernacular right there. It's like,
why are you saying?
Why are you talking like this?
That's what I was about to say. Why are you even talking? That lady doesn't need to know, we say child and blah, blah, blah. At the end of it, you are talking. you're in Congress right now. Why are you even using slang? Why are you even doing that? These white people don't know that stuff, and they shouldn't have to know it. Talk to that lady normal.
She
And you're being
said,
messy.
I'm not a child.
And she's right. And she's right. Like she said, she's 47. She's 47 years old. You shouldn't even be talking like that, Jasmine Crockett. And if we want to keep it a buck, because I saw it on the blogs today, why I feel like a lot of black people, they need to wake up. At the end of the day, every black person I know, they are not, thank y'all. Y'all like my hat. Every black person I know, they all understand, not every, because I do know some far radical leftists, but 99% believe biological males have no business in a woman's restroom. That's how they feel. They understand, hey, there's a difference. So Nancy Mace, at the end of the day, she's doing stuff. She's advocating she's representing her constituents and also the American public, the women public, you, by by pushing legislation to keep us safe. So Jasmine Crockett, I don't even know, you're not winning any points with black people or black women talking about Nancy Mace that's trying to have biological men not be in the bathrooms. That's not what, you're not winning me over that way. And then it's crazy. It's crazy.
But they really think that we thank you, GTA. They really think that women, well, I guess maybe the women on the left, but they really think that women as a whole would champion this because, it's supposed to be standing up for us. But to me, if you're going to have, if you're going to say that you don't want the patriarchy, men are running everything, then how are you going to give a man the rights to be a woman? So not only do men get to run being men, they get to run being women as well.
And why would you compare?
That makes absolutely no sense if you're a so-called feminist. I don't care about
it. Doesn't make any sense. And what Jasmine Crockett did, and it's not in this clip, but it was in another clip, she went ahead and compared, and Molly said it in the chat, black rights or black rights to LGBT. Why do y'all
they've been doing that? They keep doing that. I told you before.
And she recently did it. And again, like, if as a black person that pisses me off, that should piss off every black person. It really should. So
I told you before, anytime they do something, and Kamala said, kind of hinted to this. Anytime they do something for black people, it's for all people. So if you're going to get civil rights, everybody got civil rights.
Yes.
If you're going to get a check, everybody got a check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The moment they give black people reparations, I'm telling you, they're gonna count all of us mulattoes. They're gonna count all of the 1% drop, whatever y'all want to call it. They're gonna make sure that everybody is in it. That way, everybody can benefit from it. That's what they always do.
And I'm gonna take it a step further. It's never for us. It's never for us. We've seen it with the legislation. We saw it with the anti-lynching bill. That wasn't for us. That was for a different community. If you read the legislation and all these, and I'm not trying to go here with the whole tether thing and all of that, but I mean, other minorities, like you said, they are able to benefit from black people. Initially, the whole civil rights language, it specifically said black people. Democrat, what was it? A Democrat, LBJ changed it to all minorities or
this
tried.
Is what the Democrats do, right? So, yeah. So anything that's for you guys that they can hone in on, best believe everybody's gonna get a piece of that. So, anytime the Democrats say, "Hey, well, we need to do this for black people," I'm like, well, everybody about to get that. So
and it really don't be for us. That's the kicker. That Asian hate crime bill, that was for them. Stuff actually.
Well, Kamala did. She did. Everything was for
Asians.
AAPI community. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a given. So moving on, because it was so much stuff that happened this week. moving on, I want to talk about crazy, deranged Jamel Hill.
Oh, I saw this.
So Jamel Hill decided that she would talk to her great-great-great-grandfather, Al Sharpton, and and they would get on, MSNBC and talk about the wildfires. Now, I don't watch MSNBC unless one of these deranged people get on here because I know they're going to say something. They're great for content. They're horrible for life. So Jamel Hill and Al Sharpton decided to have a conversation about the fires, and slowly but surely it went downhill because they didn't want to state any facts and they didn't want to hold anybody accountable. So I want to go ahead and play what their conversation was. And here we go.
A medical issue that we're still waiting to figure out what's going on. And I will very much pass on what I'm sure will be your prayers and warm wishes to her.
Absolutely.
But in terms of like what things have been like here, I mean, the best way to describe it is that everybody has been on edge. I mean, I'm lucky enough to live in a neighborhood that's probably about 35 minutes from the Pacific Palisades in the Malibu area. But the way these fires are moving, they're just very unpredictable. And I live next to a state recreation area that also is surrounded by oil fields. And so when the residents over here heard about that fire, as these other fires were raging, naturally, we were all deeply concerned, in addition to receiving these evacuation warnings, both of which that turned out to be false. So it's just a very harrowing time. But I'm encouraged by the fact that the city of Los Angeles has pulled together. And I just want to take this opportunity to remind people, listen, the celebrities that lost their homes in Malibu and also in the Pacific Palisades, those have been the headlines. But I want people to understand that everybody in LA isn't a millionaire. Everybody isn't a celebrity. And there have been some other neighborhoods, other cities, Altadena, Pasadena, especially Altadena, which has one of the historically Black communities, a thriving community where over 1,000 structures have been burned. And what saddens me is that because people have focused so much on the celebrity and their losses, that's allowed a lot of people to not have empathy for what's happening to people here in Los Angeles. But and that's not to say that the celebrities don't deserve empathy. Just because you're rich doesn't mean that you won't, that you deserve your home being burned down. And so there's just been this general attitude that, oh, you guys are rich, you can recover. And they couldn't be further from the truth. A lot of very hardworking people have lost their homes, and many of them will not get them back. That's what people have to understand.
And the area one of the areas you talked about was a historic Black area passed down from generations of families. But while we're talking about wildfires, you came to the defense of LA Mayor Karen Bass in the comments of a blog posted involving Khloe Kardashian on Instagram. Khloe bashed Bass. She blasted Mayor Bass for calling her a, quote, joke over her handling of the infernos. But you say she's, quote, ill-informed. What exactly is she wrong about, Khloe Kardashian? And
before he gets to that, I'm sorry. He was calling her Coles. I said, what? Like, I had to run that back a couple of times when I was watching it. I was just like, how is he on television? Like, it's not that hard. It's just Khloe. I mean, he could have even stuck with Cole, but he just kept changing it. I was just like, what is happening?
He was messing up Karen Bass' name. Yeah, he was he was struggling for a second.
Somebody in the chat was like, look, GTA said, what?
What is it? AI? Look, I think everything's AI.
What do you make of the reaction to the fires online, where the disaster is being blamed on everything from DEI to endangered fish?
Look, I understand part of this is natural human reaction. This is a catastrophe here in Los Angeles like no one has seen before. And automatically people want to find somebody to blame. It is what it is. But what I would encourage everybody who's watching this program right now to do, Google Khloe Kardashian and the Kardashians and water usage. You'll find some very interesting information because their family alone, the amount of water they use is so excessive that it was a news story, a big news story here in Los Angeles. So I find that her comments to call out Mayor Bass, and especially in a moment where people are just trying to survive, you know, and you are one of the most glamorous, privileged families in this city. And so for her to call Mayor Bass a joke, it's just not the time for that. You know, listen, we don't know the source of these fires. It's so much information that we don't have, so much misinformation that has been allowed to really pollute this issue online. You know, between the back and forth between the fire department. Look, the fire chief herself said that even with however you want to frame these cuts, because the fire department did receive a raise. All right, I want everybody to understand that there was 17 million cut from the budget. Then there was another 50 million that they received in raises and salary because they were in the process of negotiation when this city budget happened. Right. The police or the fire chief herself said, okay, on television that 17 million had nothing to do with why they were unable to fight these fires. The truth.
And that's a lie.
Oh yeah.
That is a lie.
She cut her own budget because she put, and this is from, I got this information from a radical.
She said that the fire chief said that had nothing to do with how they responded to the fire. And the fire chief got called in the, I guess if you want to call it the principal's office, she got called to the mayor's office because she said that on national television when she pulled out all those memos and everything. She said that if they had what they were supposed to have and things not get cut, that they would have been able to do their job way more efficiently than they were able to do. Because, you know, California has inmates helping.
Yes. Yep. A lot of prisoners. Shout out to them too. And Chris Brown said
you have that because your budget has been cut.
Yeah.
But she sat there and lied about that whole thing. It's outright crazy how like this was allowed to like air like this when they already know this, when the fire chief had already talked. But I'm gonna let her talk a little more.
Truth is sometimes very unsexy, right. And that's what people don't like. The truth is we had winds that were 100 miles an hour. A municipal water system that is not equipped to fight four to six major fires at one time, because people have to understand the same water the fire department gets is the same one the residents use. All right, so they are not. There's no water system in the country that is equipped to handle a fire of this magnitude. And that is the facts, right? Yeah. And so there will be time to assess Mayor Karen Bass's performance. I don't know if now in real time as information is coming in and as we're trying to understand that information, if now is the time. And I don't judge Karen Bass.
Certainly.
So basically they have a whole thing going on called you can't check this lady in real time because they're calling it Operation, and I lied to you not, they're calling it Operation Blame the Black Woman. And they said everybody just wants to blame Karen Bass because she's Black.
They should blame Karen. They should. I don't care. Look, me and Karen, we both light skin. Blame Karen. Blame her and blame friggin' Gavin Newsom. Blame them both. Because at the end of the day, she is the mayor of that area. She was the one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mika. She was the one. She did cut their own budget and put most of that money with the police budget, even though they said crime was down. I don't know if it is or not, but they said crime was down. You know what I'm saying? I'm also putting blame on Gavin Newsom because you did a little back deal and had it so I'm not gonna get too much into this but y'all, you know what happened with the water. Certain individuals have rights to the water. Gavin Newsom,
right? Yeah, the billionaires
from those fish people protecting those fish. This is well known, documented. You got money from those fish people for your campaign or whatever you want to call it, and you looked out for the fish. Trump said it a long time ago.
They have environmentalists.
Yes,
they have fake environmentalists that go in and decide, well, I'm going to use the environment to put certain regulations on.
Thank you. And he was giving money from, I'm calling them the fish people, from those fish people, you know, and
Hold
Trump
on
called it out.
one second. You see, I can see your comments. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What did they say?
Yes. I can see your comments.
Y'all, I can't put the comments on some. Oh, yes, I can. My bad. Sometimes I can't put the comments up. Sometimes I can't. I'm sorry, y'all. Yes, GD. Yes.
I'm looking over to the side. Okay. Me and my forehead see your comments. Okay. We see it. All right.
And I will say this about Chloe. Is it right message, wrong messenger? I will say on Chloe, you know, because I don't care how much water the Kardashians use, this, that, and the third. My beef.
But that was my point before. I was saying, like, why do I care that they use a whole bunch of water? Like, there's plenty of people that take showers that may be too long. There's plenty of people that waste water. There's plenty of people that do a whole lot of stuff. How much money went to the illegals? Well, that's funny that you bring that up, Tyrone, because Gavin Newsom, and I think I was just talking to you about this offline. Gavin Newsom has $50 million set aside already just to go straight to Trump proofing California. So, and this is going to be to hire lawyers to fight, you know, certain things for illegals. And I'm like, how are you using taxpayers' money to fight for illegals? And maybe they were allowing you to do that before the fire. But now that they didn't have a fire, why are we doing this? Especially when Joe Biden is giving out what is equivalent to $40. Okay, $770 in California. That won't buy you sneakers.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna acknowledge this super chat. Y'all are hilarious. Thank you, BMSL. Thank you.
And here's why Karen Bass deserves all the smoke. Karen, you was all the way in Ghana. You knew about this, the winds. You know, you knew that. Not only that, Karen Bass, when they asked you certain questions, I think she looked like she was about to was at the breezeway at an airport. They asked her questions. She's standing there like a bump on the log, didn't have nothing to say. So she deserves all the smoke. I don't care what color she is. She deserves the smoke. Now, I'm gonna say this. I don't think it exclusively was incompetence. I don't think exclusively it was DEI, you know, and we could talk about that maybe on a Rumble channel, you know, whatever. I don't think anybody's this friggin' stupid for where all these instances led to what happened. To me, it looks calculated, particularly when it was, you know, we saw that these fires were started by arsonists, one of them being an illegal alien, you know. So
I really do think that more than likely it was arson, because there was a family that I don't know if it was their Ring camera or what it was, but they caught when the fire started, and the wife called 911. And it took 45 plus minutes for them to come out. And by the time that they came out, and this is before like the fires like started. By the time they came out, it was all the way down the hill.
It's been so much stuff. Multiple people. We've seen footage of people starting these fires. Niecy Nash came out and said she ain't got no reason to lie. She said that she saw an arsonist. We saw the illegal immigrant. Well, we didn't know he was illegal at the time, but Blowtorch Man, we saw that footage, you know. But yeah, I think it's more to it. And as far as Jamel Hill's comments on the DEI, this is my thing. I appreciate her saying, you know, LA has a past of mistreating and discriminating against Black people. That is a fact. But here's where people get upset with the whole DEI thing. They are the ones that keep saying, oh, we have our first LGBT police fire chief. Oh, we have this Black blah, 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 blah. Nobody, I'll speak for myself. I don't have a problem with a Black female mayor or whatever the case may be, but they are the ones that are pitching this. You know, they give the impression that it's not the best person for the job. They just wanted somebody, you know, that checks off certain boxes. Now, you and I both know the best person for the job can be a Black person, can be a woman, can be this, that, and the third. But that's not how they pitch it. And that's the problem. Because I'm going to say this. I don't want 10 Black women coming to put my house, if my house catch on fire. I don't want 10 Black
I don't want women coming at all. You can call me what you want to call me.
That's what I'm saying.
Especially after that the deputy chief said what she said about, well, if you're, you know, they asked me, can you carry my husband out of a fire? Well, if your husband find himself with, you know, me having to carry him out the fire, he got himself in the wrong place.
I saw that. I saw that broad said that. I'm sorry.
I said, come again?
I don't want 10 Black women. I don't want 10 Asian women. I don't want 10 women coming to put my house out. You can get me 10 white men, 10 Black men. I don't care. I want some men. I'm sorry. We Black. I'm Black. You of color. We can do a lot of things. I don't want you putting. I don't want you putting my fire out in my house, Mika. I don't. And I don't want to put one out at yours. I don't.
Ma'am, you won't see me. You won't see me putting out a cigarette, let alone trying to put out fire. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not interested in anything strenuous like that. Okay. That's just not my thing. But I'm not against women being on the fire department. I'm just against women being the ones that get called out. And that's only because, you know, not that I don't think some of them really want to help and do the work. There is just a biological difference. And it's hard to carry a grown man.
And they don't want to acknowledge that.
I wouldn't want that on anybody, right? So let's say you go out there and you really trying your hardest to get this man out, but he's so heavy. Yes. Like what are you gonna do? Because you can't. I can't. You damn right. I cannot reach that fire hose. That's why. They don't have that little scoot thing up in the fire truck, so I wouldn't be there no way. I push paper. That's the type of girl I am. I push paper and get paid the same.
And the problem is
quick super chat real quick. BMSL. Please don't start with the racism. We all know Black people are largely unqualified for a lot of positions. That's, you know what?
Look, I'm unqualified.
They wouldn't be unqualified if they actually hire people for what they qualify for. And you would find white, Black, whatever, men, women that qualify for it. Right? There are some women that are on this infantry stuff, but it's small number. It's like 4. Because it is, you know, it's a strenuous thing. And the women that are on it will tell you that.
And they purposely say they want these positions filled by the whatever women, basically. And that's my thing. They keep pushing women. If they were saying we want to have a more diverse force, and we talking about men, I wouldn't have a word to say about it. But and this is how you know we're not crazy. They did it with the Secret Service when it was the head of the Secret Service said she wanted to include. I can't remember the year. Let's say 2025. She wanted the Secret Service to be 30% female. What? Like what? Now, if you saying you want to have more diversity, okay, but 30% female, what that doesn't make sense.
And then you have Donald Trump, who's 6'9", with that small woman standing in front of him. It's just
had about 4 Melissa McCarthy's gardening. We saw it. We saw it. looked like friggin' Police Academy 4. Couldn't get the gun, the weapon out. I said, what is this? Is this a Saturday Night Live skit I'm watching? Remember that? Yes, Mally. Men are better for certain jobs.
We gotta start doing better, better with, where women are gonna fit in. They can definitely work. They can help out, right? But I just don't think women should be put in certain positions. But that's just me. They're gonna call me and pick me and whatever, misogynist, whatever.
You cannot allot a certain amount of first responders or key jobs to be set for a certain amount of group. I just stand on that. If you're encouraging a larger applicant pool, cool. I don't have a problem with that. But when you start saying we want to have by 2030 30% women or blah 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 blah, hold on, that just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't.
Yeah, I can't do it. So another thing that happened before we get into our main topic, another thing that happened was Pete Hegseth. All right. So if you guys don't know, Pete Hegseth was doing a confirmation hearing up at Capitol Hill for the Senate, and they grilled him. But I found this part of the grilling to be the most hilarious thing, right? Like, I didn't even know why they were asking these questions. I didn't know how, they correlate, but it made for good things. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this one, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Here we go.
To be Secretary of Defense, wouldn't it? It was a false claim then and a false claim now. If it had been a sexual assault, that would be disqualifying to be Secretary of Defense, wouldn't it? That was a false claim. So you talking about a hypothetical. So you can't tell me whether someone who has committed a sexual assault is disqualified from being Secretary of Defense? Senator, I know in my instance, and I'm talking about my instance only, it was a false claim. But you acknowledge, that you cheated on your wife and that you cheated on the woman by whom you had just fathered a child. You have admitted that. I will allow your words to speak for themselves. You're not retracting that today. That's good. I assume that in each of your weddings, you've pledged to be faithful to your wife. You've taken an oath to do that, haven't you? Senator, as I've acknowledged to everyone in this committee, not a perfect person, not claiming to be. But no, I just asked a simple question. You've taken an oath like you would take an oath to be Secretary of Defense in all of your weddings to be faithful to your wife. Is that correct? I have failed in things in my life, and thankfully I'm redeemed by my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. In finalizing divorces from your first and second wives, were there non-disclosure agreements in connection with those divorces? Senator, not that I'm aware of. If there were, would you agree to release those first and second wives from any confidentiality agreement? Senator, it's not something I'm aware of. But if there were, you would agree to release them from a confidentiality agreement? Senator, that's not my responsibility. Did you ever engage in any acts of physical violence against any of your wives? Senator, absolutely not. But you would agree with me that if someone had committed physical violence against a spouse, that would be disqualifying to serve as Secretary of Defense, correct? Senator, absolutely not have I ever done that. You would agree that that would be a disqualifying offense, would you not? Senator, you're talking about a hypothetical. I don't think it's a hypothetical. Violence against spouses occurs every day. And if you as a leader are not capable of saying that physical violence against a spouse should be a disqualifying fact for being secretary of the most powerful nation in the world, you're demonstrating an astonishing lack of judgment. The incident in Monterey led to a criminal charge, a criminal investigation, a private settlement, and a cash payment to the woman who filed the complaint. And there was also a non-disclosure agreement, correct? It was a confidential settlement agreement off of a nuisance lawsuit. Right. During an interview, you claimed that you settled the matter because you were worried that if it became public, it might hurt your career. Do you maintain that you were blackmailed? Senator, I maintain that false claims were made against me. And ultimately, your attorney used the phrase, I have the opportunity to attest my innocence in those false claims. But you didn't reveal any of this to President Trump or the transition team as they were considering you to be nominated for Secretary of Defense. You didn't reveal the action. You didn't reveal the criminal complaint. You didn't reveal the criminal investigation. You didn't reveal the settlement. You didn't reveal the cash payment. Why didn't you inform the commander-in-chief and the transition team of this very relevant event?
Senator, I've appreciated every part of the process with the transition team. They have been open and honest with me. We've had great conversations between the two of us. And I appreciate the opportunity that President-elect Trump has given me.
You chose not to reveal this, right? Because you knew it would hurt your chances. So you chose not to reveal this really important thing to the commander-in-chief and the transition team because you were worried about your chances rather than trying to be candid with the future president of the United States. Are there any other important facts that you chose not to reveal to the...
I would have been like, sir, why are we wasting time? Let me read this super chat really quick. Here we go. What does this have to do with his qualifications for the position? This is mind-boggling. BM, I keep saying this. I'm laughing because it's hilarious, but at the end of the day, I don't know what it has to do with the position. I just thought it was funny because the Democrats, out of all of this, the Democrats still they can't stop it. Like, they can't stop him from getting confirmed. I can't hear you, Kelly.
It doesn't have anything to do with the price of tea in China. Your absolute chat is right. You are right. It doesn't. I could see if there were allegations of him putting his hands on his wife. That's not even the case. What does this have to do? And this is my thing. I'm okay with them grilling, because if we remember when Ketanji Brown Jackson, when she was coming up, what did Marsha Blackburn kept asking her? She kept asking her, tell me what a woman is. Can you define a woman for me? She refused to do it. Now, my thing is, as a person on the Supreme Court of the United States of America who will be going forth reviewing legislation that pertains to, I don't know, biological males and women's sports, I would want that person to know what a woman is. I would want that. That's relevant to the job, relevant to the position. Now, if Marsha Blackburn was asking her, well, I heard you cheated on your husband 5 years ago, blah, 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 I would have the same type of time as we are having right now with this foolishness.
Yeah. I honestly didn't understand it. I'm just sitting there like, at the end of the day, what he does with his wife and his sister wives and the women he want to bust down and all of that has nothing to do with me.
I don't even think he's with that woman anymore. He actually not. He got a whole new wife. I'm pretty certain he has a whole new wife. They got a blend,
and that's what he said.
Like,
and that's exactly what he said. So at the end of the day,
I didn't even watch it.
I just thought that was hilarious. All of that he was doing was hilarious because he was just like, I don't, what are we talking about, sir? So that's how I felt about it. I was just like, look, at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with nothing. And, Pete, I think is going to be very good. I'm glad he's, somebody that actually has been in combat versus, just somebody who's picked by, bureaucrats, politicians, all of that. And don't really care to do anything for the people, vets or anybody. So I like Pete.
And like Chat said, he got a Bronze Star. Like, what are we talking about?
Yes. So here we go. Our last and final topic. It is Donald Trump. Donald Trump, ahead of his inauguration, decided that he was going to go ahead and get this ceasefire done. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because Joe Biden has had all the time in the world to do this ceasefire, and he has not. Okay. He has continuously sent all of our money over there, along with sending it to Ukraine. But he sent our money over there to just, keep fueling the war, really, instead of trying to focus on a ceasefire. So I want to get into first what the news had to say, and then we're going to get into really quick what Donald Trump posted on social media. So I'm going to get into the news first, and then we'll go from there. Here we go.
there are some significant developments coming out of the Middle East as it appears, maybe, potentially, that a Gaza ceasefire may well be very close to having been negotiated. Joe Biden spoke about this yesterday. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Finally coming to fruition. I have learned in many years of public service to never, ever give up. So I spoke to Prime Minister Vizsla yesterday.
Thank you, Mr.
I spoke
Roberts.
to Emir Qatar today. I look forward to speaking with President Sisi soon. We're pressing hard to close this. The deal we have structured would free the hostages, halt the fighting, provide security to Israel, and allow us to significantly surge humanitarian assistance to the Palestinians who suffered terribly in this war that Hamas started. They've been through hell. So many innocent people have been killed. So many communities have been destroyed. The Palestinian people deserve peace and the right to determine their own futures. Israel deserves peace and real security. And the hostages and their families deserve to be reunited. And so we're working urgently to close this deal.
Fact.
And as we deal with immediate challenges, in my view, we have to look to the future.
So Biden there trying to take credit for this potential deal. All indications are that he deserves no credit for this deal whatsoever. I want to come back to that because I want to talk a little bit about the outlines of what is at least being reported and what's being shared, the contours of this potential ceasefire deal. Let's put C4 up on the screen. Drop Site, our friends over there are doing incredible work as usual, reporting this out. They say a source close to the negotiations told Drop Site that Hamas had accepted a final draft of the agreement with no new demands or proposed amendments, was waiting for Israel to accept the deal. Two local sources citing Egyptian sources are also reporting Hamas has agreed to the final draft. In addition, Sagar, there was a draft of the agreement that has been reported at this point, and it looks pretty much exactly like the deal that was crafted back in, May, June, July. You'll recall Biden came out and gave a big speech. Oh, Israel has accepted this deal. We're waiting for Hamas to accept. That was always total and complete bullshit. In reality, it was always Israel and Bibi Netanyahu in particular that were throwing up new objections and trying to change the deal. Hamas has long been willing to accept this deal. And now here we are months later, many more people killed, devastated, having suffered more rubble, more destruction during all those months, coming back around to the very same deal. And, as I said, Biden here trying to take credit for a ceasefire deal that maybe is coming together in the final days of his administration. But if we put C3 up on the screen, the reporting is that actually, really, it was not Joe Biden that got this done. It was Trump's Mideast envoy who put the screws to Netanyahu and said, you're going to accept this Gaza plan, and this is going to happen before Trump ultimately takes office. And there's so much to say about this, Sagar.
So, again, you have Joe Biden trying to take credit for something that Donald Trump did.
Mm-hmm.
And he easily could have just did it.
Right.
Stop sending our money, back him into the court. Because if we're sending him money, then we're doing all the work.
He didn't want to do it. He didn't. It's as simple as that. He didn't want to do it. In fact, we just saw, what was it, a week ago? They sent in more. They let me pull it up. Well, I don't have to pull it up. They already sent more money to Israel. Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah. PM Netanyahu has reportedly canceled. Oh, this is we're gonna go into this. Yeah. So Trump.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. Yes, am I saying it right? Netanyahu.
Netanyahu.
Okay. Has reportedly canceled
they call him BB.
Plans to attend Trump's inauguration. I'm sure he did, because Trump, on one hand, kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna make Hamas pay. It's gonna be hell for them," and then he gets up here and he's like, "Yeah, let's do the ceasefire right now, and you're going to sign it." No, he's not going to the inauguration.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right, and I'm okay with it because I'm tired of sending our money. I'm really tired of it.
Right.
We have things
Right.
going on here.
You taking the words right out of my mouth. Yes.
Wait,
we got our own
look,
problem.
look. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this chat right here. See this one? Trump gonna send the money.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. And here's why I don't think so. And I can pull this up. Let me know. All right, let me know when you're ready. Because Trump called out BB. Trump is not feeling BB. He's not. Oh, is it up? Yeah, because this is what Trump posted about a week ago.
On Operation Timber Sycamore, which was the presidential.
So this is Andrew Sachs, who is he's also Jewish. He's a economist, and so Trump posted this on Truth Social about a week ago. So this is why I think old boy not gonna go, or a factor why now I'm not gonna call him old boy. Benjamin Netanyahu is not going to go to the inauguration.
In Syria, and you may actually hear from grown-up reporters who are lying through their teeth or ignorant beyond imagining that, oh, the war in Syria, yes, Russia intervened in Syria. Well, do you know that that Obama tasked the CIA to overthrow the Syrian government, starting 4 years before Russia intervened? What kind of nonsense is that? And how many times did the New York Times report on Operation Timber Sycamore, which was the presidential order to the CIA to overthrow Bashar al-Assad? 3 times in 10 years. This is not democracy. This is a game. And it's a game of narrative. Why did the U.S. invade Iraq in 2003? Well, first of all, it was completely phony pretenses. It wasn't, oh, we were so wrong, they didn't have weapons of mass destruction. They actually did focus groups in the fall of 2002 to find out what would sell that war to the American people. Abe Schultze, if you want to know the name of the PR genius. They did focus groups on the war. They wanted the war all the time. They had to figure out how to sell the war to the American people, how to scare the shit out of the American people. It was a phony war. Where did that war come from? You know what? It's quite surprising. That war came from Netanyahu, actually. You know that? It's weird. And the way it is that Netanyahu had from 1995 onward the theory that the only way we're going to get rid of Hamas and Hezbollah is by toppling the governments that support them. That's Iraq, Syria, and Iran. And the guy is something if not obsessive. And he's still trying to get us to fight Iran this day, this week. He's a deep, dark son of a bitch, sorry to tell you, because he's gotten us into endless wars. And because of the power of all of this in the U.S. politics, he's gotten his way. But that war was totally phony. So what is this democracy versus dictatorship? Come on.
So that's what I'm saying. Trump posted that. Trump posted a video where Andrew Sachs, who's also Jewish, said what he say. He's a deep, dark SOB. Trump posted that, and Andrew Sachs clearly pointed the blame on those wars. You know, us going looking for those weapons of mass destruction, which we know now we got that intel from Bibi Netanyahu. So it is my opinion. Trump kind of tired of BB. That's what I think. I
just think Trump don't want to deal with the nonsense. He doesn't want to deal with the nonsense that has been going on for years. It's too much. It's too much. We're wasting money. We have the border situation. We have this drone situation that they won't talk about. We have all of this stuff going on. Now they done added these wildfires. I mean, on top of inflation that's really not going to go down. So you just have everything that's just going up in smoke.
And a lot of Americans, they not supporting this. They not supporting chat saying us sending all this money to Ukraine. You know, us supporting Israel with this war, whatever, however you feel. I'm of the opinion, America first. We need to stop all that. We didn't gave enough money. We didn't did enough favors for enough foreign countries. I feel like we've earned the right to be able to take care of home first. So that's my opinion on it.
Yeah. And I'll end with this. People can say that, it's delusional or whatever, but you have to be non-cynical to some things. Okay. Like everything is not a conspiracy. Some things are, and you know me, I'll call it out. But some things are not. Some things are straightforward. Some things are, some things you gotta, look at, with a fine-tooth comb, and some things are just, straight up what it is. And at the end of the day, I truly believe whatever the reasoning is, right? Whatever the reasoning is, he's going to stop those wars. Because it's not going to. It's just not going to bode well for a conducive economy, right?
Mhm.
At the end of the day, the economy is already going to go through a change process, but if we would have put Kamala and Sleepy Joe back in there, or Kamala and Tampon Tim, at the end of the day, there would have been more of the same, right?
Right.
We've been going down that path. We've been going down wars. Like it's not going to make for a conducive economy. And I think Trump cares more about his legacy than he cares about, what these Zionists got to say. So
Right.
those are my thoughts on it. And is Trump perfect? No. Do I agree with everything Trump does? No. But I do think Donald Trump, at the very least, listens. I think a lot of politicians don't give a damn. They're beholden to everybody else and they do not listen. And I'll let you have the last word.
I know. I just agree with you, and I see, what chat is saying, and we know.
Yeah, we respect the chat.
Yeah,
I respect people's opinion.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying, because a lot of people think that Trump is just going to be another Biden when it comes to this, and I'm not of that opinion, because from what I've seen, this administration, I'm talking about Biden-Harris administration, they don't give a crap about the American public. They've made it very, very clear. They've put everybody ahead of American citizens. Now, I will say,
I've definitely heard of AIPAC. The reason why
I know you have
is because AIPAC is for the Republican Party as well as the Democrat Party.
Right.
It has nothing to do with Donald Trump as an individual.
They fund both sides.
You're going to need that funding. If you're going to go to a major party, best believe it's going to be funded by somebody.
They funded both sides, but this is what I'm saying. Trump knows if he did not do anything when it came to this situation in Gaza, it would have been a problem. Remember, we saw him shake the hand of that the Democratic mayor, the Muslim mayor of Hamtramck, Virginia, which the Hamtramck, Michigan, one of the largest, the largest Muslim community. A lot of Muslims, remember, Tiffany Trump's father-in-law.
They went for either Trump or Jill Stein.
Right. So, but I'm saying a lot of Muslims came and support Trump because they felt like if anybody was going to get a ceasefire, it would have been Trump. It would have been the guy that negotiated the Abraham Accords. It wasn't going to be Kamala. It wasn't going to be Kamala Harris. So that's why, he would have had an answer for that. And we know what was going on with these protests. People were people were upset. So I think he knew something would have had to get done. And I think that's what he was about.
See, even though I respect everybody's opinion, when there is a profile picture of bald-headed reasoning,
I know.
I take it for about that much. Bald-headed reasoning game, Joy, Roland, all of them, I take it for what it is. Because at the end of the day, I understand, that thinking process over there. And it's cool. Like I said, I'm allowing everybody to speak their, opinions. I'm fine with that. But at the end of the day, Donald Trump was the one that got the ceasefire. We don't got to, once that deal is signed, we don't have to worry about genocide and all this other stuff. I honestly, with politicians, I can care less what they want to say and do in private, as long as it doesn't involve my money, other Americans' money, and killing babies. So take that as you will. Take it for what you want. That's right. Joyless Reed. I want to thank everybody in the chat, even the people that think, the right is delusional or I'm delusional because Donald Trump isn't going to do anything, whatever. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I just wanted to come on and talk about a whole different, a whole lot of different topics that I kept seeing because it's a lot going on this week. When I say it's a lot, it's a lot. But I definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Big Brother, Brother Rig. Thank you, GD. Even Chairman X, and all my derangement. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate everybody. And I'm gonna start doing actually a lot more lives and a lot more videos, but I just had such a busy week, guys. So it was very hard for me this week. But I'm back at it. I'm back on it, and we'll continue this. Again, it's your girl Mika. Like, comment, and subscribe. You can get down in the comments and say whatever you like. Call me delusional. Talk about whatever. But I'm still blessed. I'm still great. And I thank you all for tuning in. It's your girl Mika, and I'm out. Peace.